Welcome to 𝐿 TV, a division of 𝐿 Media and Broadcasting. "95% of our lives are run and created by our subconscious mind programming. Imagine if your subconscious mind is running many negative, disempowering, and self-sabotaging programs. How will that 95% of your life turn out to be? Would you like help to change your subconscious programming into something that works for you and set it to attract and create everything you desire? Join Tamra Oviatt in her show Metaprogramming and the Human Biocomputer here on 𝐿, where she will connect to the source energy and change your subconscious programming by deleting your negative belief systems. Tamra is the founder of Sacred Activations, a subconscious metaprogramming modality that rewires your brain and shifts hundreds of your belief systems so you can break away from lack, pain, and suffering and take control of what you want to create in your life. Tamra has helped hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, and she is here to help you too. It's not about fighting what you don't want. It's about creating what you do want. And the only way to do that is to change and upgrade your subconscious programming. Let Tamra help you create magic in your world. Tune in every week at Metaprogramming and the Human Biocomputer.
Hello everybody, welcome to this show. Today we're going to talk about your psychic abilities and how to open them up, activating them when you shut them down or don't even know how to use it or how to exit it. And you can ask us questions in the chat and we will look at that. We've got a very nice set of sacred activations for you later in this show for you to open up your psychic gifts. So first I want to say hi. I'm Femke from Holland. I'm a sacred activations teacher and this is Zarah.
Yeah, I'm from Berlin. I'm also Sacred Activations teacher. And welcome everyone.
Yeah. So before we talk where we want to talk about everything we discussed was all about psychic abilities. And today we want to take you to some information why you shut it down. So Sarah, do you want to start?
I can try. Yeah, I think there are like lots of reasons why people shut down their abilities, because the first thing is the collective consciousness, which is still widely thinking that these things just don't exist. Nobody tells you about them. You don't learn about them in school. You don't see them on the media. So everyone thinks this 3D reality is all that there is. And this it's changing slowly, but in the collective, this is still very strong. So you grow up not knowing about it, and when it starts happening or when you start seeing things, you might think you're going crazy and you shut it down because you don't want to be seen as a crazy person, of course.
It was very funny because we had a moment a few hours ago. I was doing the laundry and I was walking upstairs and Zarah came in my head and I thought we have to discuss who is going to start with the sacred activation. So I was telepathically connecting with her at the same time she was writing me on Facebook, and then I thought, wow. Because when I started on my spiritual path, I really, really, really wanted to know. It was my first question. I knew intuitively I have to develop my psychic gifts, but how am I going to do that? So to see in 10 years what developed, it's amazing. And we discussed the topic, and Zara, you also, when you were a little child, you had some awarenesses. Can you share something about that?
I don't remember anything. I shut down everything. And I got a channeling like years and years ago where she told me that I got into trouble for seeing things that people thought were well hidden. So they thought nobody knew about this, and I saw it and I talked about it, and of course they didn't like it. And I don't know what happened, but I must have decided to close off everything so that will never happen again. So yeah, and I'm still struggling to open it back up.
Well, the reason that I brought this piece up is because when I was a little child, I was really sensitive. I started easy crying, but I had no remembrance of awarenesses or psychic stuff. So when I started with my business and started with courses, some people say you are born with it. And when you have no remembrance of it, you can think, well, maybe I'm not the chosen one, right? But it's a misinterpretation in the spiritual world. Everybody has the same system. Everybody has psychic gifts. Everybody has an awareness. So I want to clarify for everybody. You don't need to have those remembrances from your past as a child to activate and to open up these days. Awesome. Do you know what blocked your psychic gifts?
Do I know? Or everyone?
Yeah, well, what made it different for you?
I think it's just that I'm afraid. Like maybe I was beaten for it, you know? Or abuse. I used to know a woman who could, as a child, whenever there was a door or something, or just a flat surface, she could use that as a portal and go into other dimensions and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome, but her mother, she hated it, and she beat the shit out of her, and now she doesn't want anything to do with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So parents have a huge influence.
Yeah, yeah. They have. And also the part you brought up earlier, when people are afraid for people who are psychic, because everybody has a secret. And people don't want to know that if somebody's going to find out their deepest secrets. I mean, when my mother told my aunt what my job was, she got afraid because she thought I would channel and tune in, but I never do that. So it was very, I think it was very funny for her. From, what is going to happen, right? But that is how other people react when they hear you're psychic. And when you are psychic and you are sensitive and you sense all kind of projections, and then you can make it well, it's wrong, so I won't use it. And that's one of the reasons why you shut down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, like, when your family is very Christian oriented, you might think like it's demonic, that it's something like witches got burned for doing this. So your family might say this is wrong. You're going to go to hell for it.
Yeah. Well, there lays a lot of power in developing these games. I mean, and that's why the church did suppress that. The church made so many rules and indoctrinated and mind controlled, that is my opinion, the people for not using their gifts. But prayer to God is the same like ask for manifestation. It's the same subject. So when you want to develop also your manifestation, sometimes those belief systems shows up, like and there are sacred activations about that. For also the collective church, which the sacred activation you learn in the level 1 training is very good also for opening that up when from your Christian lineage. Cool. You said something, Sarah, and I really didn't thought about that, and that's why you said when you open up your consciousness, open up your gifts, your inner child patterns come up, and that maybe block your awareness because you don't want to look or don't want to receive the information that come up. So can you tell us something about that?
I mean, it's basically what we've been talking about. When you were like beaten, abused as a child, and things start coming back up, then you will not receive them with lots of joy, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, I had a belief come up that there was just a situation in my life where I was rejected for offering someone my ability, right? And then I sat there and I was still in the emotion. And then I heard a child's voice saying very clearly, "It is evil to say that you can do something great." So that is like when you have been conditioned to say not to brag about something, or or that it's ego to say that you can do this, then you can get a belief like that it's evil to say it even.
Yeah, you also said when you open up consciousness, all the crap comes up, and that maybe you want to suppress it, or maybe get shocked by it, or want to hide it yourself. That's when you subconscious block your gifts, because and it's, you said that, and it opened up for me so much information to
What did you get? What information?
Well, people always want to focus on the good and the positive and unicorns, but when you work with activations, it's with activations you are able to release the deepest patterns, and sometimes the information will come up. And in my experience, the information that come up is for you to understand what the impact was, to perceive the broader picture, to observe why you did something, or why you didn't something, or why you choose something. And sometimes when you talk about open up psychic gifts, open up your consciousness, everything, it's all love and all peace, but sometimes it is not love, and it is not peace, and it is uncomfortable, and it is raw. But it's also a part of opening up your gifts, that you perceive information and your willingness to be open to that, and not create a separation, or do not have a judgment, or how you can settle when uncomfortable information comes up. I work with sacred activation. I give sessions, and when I started my sacred activations business, people came with questions, and then I thought, oh my God, am I going to facilitate people with this question? But I thought, well, they asked me, so in the energy, it will work. But then you have to stay in your power and give and channel the spot on sacred activations to help your clients. So some do not focus on everything has to be good or positive, because then you have a judgment about what you think is negative, and then you create a separation. So that's a very big one for you to look.
Yeah, and also like when you have suppressed something, then of course the stuff that was the reason for suppressing it will come up in order for it to become free, right? Like it's like a plug, and you have to pull this plug out so that the energy can flow again. But you have to look at what it is. And if you do the spiritual bypassing, where everything is just rainbows and unicorns and all of that stuff, then you will never get to the deep stuff.
Yeah, the deep stuff and the uncomfortable stuff is also part of open up your gifts. And there is a sacred activation which we're going to run in a few minutes. It's called Fear of Seeing the Truth. And that's a very big one, because it will open up your vision and open up you for the reality as it is. Lisa says the deep stuff will come up. Yeah,
it will. Yes.
Yeah, but
and then you cannot go and say, oh, this is like so too negative, I don't want it, I am this beautiful light worker, so I'm not going to look at this, blah blah. When you do that, then nothing will change.
Yeah, it's the same with the fear of saying the truth. If you want to open up your clear the eyes, the fear of seeing the truth is a very big one. Because when you suppress the reality and as it is, and it's also a piece in that in the Mother Mary activation, it makes you be able to see the persons as they are, not the persons who you want to be. It's very, it's big when you're able to see it as it is and not what you want it to be. And it's the same with, sometimes you want people to be a certain way, or you think sometimes you do it also with, you're not aware what people say, and then you get disappointed, because it's very funny for all those people. When people speak, how they think will come from their mouth. The words they use is having the belief system. I use it always in my coaching. I listen very carefully, and then sometimes words are saying, and I know, okay, this is how people perceive their reality, they perceive their life, this is how they perceive their relationship, and then I know what the belief systems are, so I can direct and guide people. Well, if you have a point of view like this or that, that is why you create. And when you change the belief system, change your point of view, then your reality will change. So listen. There's also sacred activation. Be present and listen. Listen to what people say. It's very powerful.
And also listen to your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Did you know we have 60,000 thoughts each day?
Yeah, it's enormous. It's enormous.
And like, I think only 3% of those are positive and uplifting. 3%.
Yeah.
And the majority is just crap, like it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then there are also some that are negative and
and it's good to know that most of those thoughts are from the collective consciousness. It's not even yours, from your source. It's from collective happenings, what happens in family, what happens on Earth, what happens in the collective consciousness. So it's not even yours. So that's why sometimes you can very easy shift my thoughts to ask, well, is it even mine? Right? It's the same.
Yeah.
Only from 5% consciousness you create your daily life. Well, I think
also emotions. Also, when you have an emotion and it feels strange, then you can ask, is that mine? And if it isn't, you can release it through your crown chakra, and then it's gone.
Yeah, a lot of it's very powerful.
I had one situation like that where I was going to the dentist, and suddenly I felt afraid, and I didn't know why, because it was like just a routine inspection, so there was nothing going to happen or that I should have been afraid of. And then I had the idea to ask, is that even mine? And then it said no. And I sort of said, well, if it's not mine, then it can just go out. And then it was really gone.
Cool. That's yeah, it's very important to take care of your psychic gifts, and to emotions are not the same as your psychic gifts. When you use your psychic gifts, you have an awareness, and it's a different vibration, and it sounds different than the emotions like fear or shame or guilt or jealousy. Those are lower vibrations, and awareness is a higher vibration. And the awareness, the information that comes from your awareness, always got a certain truth in it. So when you open up the awareness, I perceive it as a release. It's already a release, right? And sometimes you get that information, and it's like everything shifts in your consciousness. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense for me. I like that word. Yeah, using your sense.
One thing also is important to just have clear boundaries, because if you let everything into your field that comes in from the internet, from people that you are in the subway, from everywhere, from the collective, then the messages you receive will be less clear, because you have too much other crap floating in your field. So it's really important to clear that every day, and to have clear boundaries, so that not everything can just come in.
I want to bring up what my biggest change was for opening up my gift. It's the witch wound, the persecution wounding. And most healers, most light workers are afraid of using their gifts. And it's because of the past life information. And that's big. It's very big. It can create panic attacks. It can make you hide your gifts. It can, for example, the first time when I followed the medical intuitive class by Tamra, I got panic attacks, and my failure really came up, and I thought, oh my God, what is happening? I thought it is such a long time ago, and every time I wanted to give healing or write a description about healing on my webpage, I really got very anxious and very panic attack for writing the disclaimer. So that is one of my biggest fears, to get persecuted, to get a law, to lose everything what you have. And that is a big one, how healers and light workers hide their gifts, or diminish their gifts, or do not value enough their gifts. They take it for granted. I mean, they heal everybody for free. They're running out of their own energy, and yeah, it's very big. And if you're willing to look at that really, really, really from the deeps of your core, let it fears go out of your system, it will make a big difference for you to create an impact in your light work, in your healing work. And there is something I forget now.
I used to know this healer. He was like an amazing aura healer. And we were together in this practice where we each had rented a room. And he said when he put up his sign at the front of the building, you know, like the sign with his name, he had anxiety attacks. Like he thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. Yeah.
How stronger those sensations are, the bigger you're able to create an impact in this world. So the last sacred activation came to me before this conversation, and in one sentence, people are afraid for the transformation they could create in the lives of others. People are so afraid of their power, the transformational power of their natural gifts. And people create all kind of self-sabotage or situations to hide their natural gifts. And I think it's very sad because the world right now needs people to step up with their natural gift and also their special gifts, because a lot of starseeds are among us, and we're here to create a new world with new belief systems and with new and we can't do that when you hide your message, when you hide your gifts. And it's a daily choice to step up in your power and to show up from your potential and show up and go step by step. And every time when there is a new path of growth, if you want to see it like that, you always have to open up new potential. And what you find there is the witch wound, the fear of the unknown, the fear of being persecuted for your gifts, the fear of, this is also a big one, imposter syndrome. When people find out that it's not real, what I have, what I say is not real. But it all comes down for the transformation you can create and showing up in your power.
𝐿 TV. Do you want to go deeper into sacred activations, which is a subconscious metaprogramming process? Tamra Oviatt is inviting you to visit her website at 𝐷𝐸𝐿.com to sign up and get lifetime access to 3 free activations that you can listen to anytime you want or as often as you need. If you like what Tamra does and like to incorporate sacred activations into your life, she also offers live webinars, masterclasses, and practitioners training to further support your healing, manifestations, and expansion. There are hundreds of activations on her website that address different aspects of your life: money, health, relationships, intuitive abilities, and more. Head over to her website at 𝐷𝐸𝐿.com and experience the magic of sacred activations. Thank you for listening. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. 𝐿 Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, 𝐿 offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an 𝐿 magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on 𝐿 TV and broadcasting it across the extensive 𝐿 radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om times, open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Yes, and here we're back. We're opening up the energy, and maybe you can sense the energy, and maybe it's good for you to ask some questions, because when you ask some questions, energy and belief systems come up. Even if you're not aware of it, it comes up. So what do you want to know about opening your psychic gifts? And what do you know subconsciousness, why you hide your
What
psychic
about
gift?
public speaking? It's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same thing. Yeah, just being seen, being acknowledged for what you bring, everything. Public speaking is the same.
Yeah, public speaking is also related to the witch wound. And somebody else shared, I was putting down in water on a chair. So all those information, when you want to step forward or using your gifts, those signals go.
Wait,
Don't do
is there an activation for not shaming or judging for it comes to the surface? Yes, Mother Mary. Mother Mary activation clears all judgments of yourself and of other people. And also there is a clearing of shame and guilt activation, so that might help too.
And Mary Magdalene is also from the shame and the blame and the guilt.
Still waiting for gifts to open up, not sure what's holding them back.
Well, you can ask when we're going to run the energy. We're going to start with what's stopping your, and then you can bring up all the information. You can go as far as you want to go. And the good news is, people, this is energy, this is information, and please do not get attached to it or give it a story, or because then you invite it back in your life. It's for you very important to understand where you're why you stop yourself. But in the energy, we can shift so many belief systems without getting attached or make another story. And that's sometimes what I see by some of my clients. They talk, well, in a past life I was blah 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 blah, and then you invite the story back and you're going to rewrite the story, and so you're going to live from again.
It's good to know what happened in the past life, but don't identify with it, because then exactly that happens. That it's like when people say, "Oh, I'm a Leo, and because of that, I am this, 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 and this. Oh, I was burned as a witch, so I must be afraid." All of that stuff.
But sometimes you're going to use it as an excuse. Sorry. But sometimes you use it as an excuse not to choose to create your life. I mean, not to choose to step in your power. Because when you step in your power to choose to show up from your potential, it's a higher choice. And all the stories, all the past stories, they will come up, but they won't affect you if you stay committed to showing up. So I am scared, and even I feel the angst and I'm scared, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it. So,
that leads to the next question. I am scared to start practicing activations or start my healing practice. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, what bring the energy and see what shifts for you.
Yes,
And
Leonard, we are going to run labels and boxes, yeah.
yeah, but the energy of labels and boxes came up. That's and projection is also a capacity. So you can work on projections with the original light language, sacred activation, and be very clear. And people will project. And sometimes it's also willing to be projected, and not in the separation or in the judgment, because people will project. People will do that. It's not something that you can discreate, or people will do it. So what is your capacity? What frequency? Falling down the ladder is a very good one for that. I mean, when you vibrate higher, it won't affect you. I mean, it won't. But your concerns or your doubts or your insecurities, that will so falling down the ladder, here I am, be willing that people project. And what people project are their own belief systems, are their own insecurities, are their own, it's information. And it's not only information, it is energy. So please use falling down the ladder for that, and vibrate higher, and do not get distracted to bring your message or bring your healing or what you want to bring in this world. Okay.
So
I think we're
𝐾𝐨𝐮𝐫 says, I have pain in my frontal lobe, third eye area, and center of head, and heaviness in ears. So I think for that we would need to run the Godhead and the and the Avery Stonehenge activation, but we don't have that on the list for today.
No. But I think, Zarah, it's a good moment to start with the energy, because a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
things
so
came
too.
up. And let's clear that out of your system from the root cause. And that is what sacred activations is very good at, to clear the program from your heart's drive and remove the program, so you are able to create a new reality. So I'm looking forward.
Okay. Get comfortable. Move into your heart space and take a few deep breaths. And I'm starting with, what is stopping your psychic gifts? And whatever's coming up, just watch it. And then just let it go. And while that continues to run, I'm starting labels and boxes. And stacking on fear of seeing the truth. And bringing into that also the fear of the unknown. Like what's going to happen if you let go of all your safety mechanisms? It might be just too scary just because you don't know. And this will help you to walk into it, even if you have no idea what's going to happen. And the last one I'm going to run is Witchcraft Stigma. If you have shut down your gifts because you were persecuted as a witch. Or maybe also you could have been the persecutor and you still feel guilty about it. Okay, I'm handing over to Femke.
Yes, the fear of the transformational power of your natural gifts, of all your gifts. So what do you fear the most about using your natural psychic gifts? Fear of the miracles, the fear of your healing capacities. What will happen if you heal somebody or change, make a big impact? That fear. And all this energy is going to be released from your body. It's going to change in your DNA, removing all those programs and all the oaths, vows, contracts, implants, explants, all agreements. Or you said, I'm not going to use those gifts anymore. I'm going to hide those gifts. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to suppress it. Big release. Curses. The hexes. I'm going to add a pillar of light. With the pillar of light, we're going to remove all the entities, all the stuff, all the spiritual stuff that is stuck in your aura or stuck in another place. And this pillar of light is going to crush it. Everything that is not yours, doesn't have any purpose or contribution, is going to be crushed into the light. Nothing got power over you unless you decide it's bigger, better, more powerful than you. You, the soul, you, the spirit, is so extreme powerful. So you need to acknowledge the power of your soul. Pillar of light is clearing all the layers. Knows exactly where to crush that information and bring you back in your ultimate pillar of light. And all the inner child patterns that came up, inner child reconnection. All those lost parts are coming back to you. Bringing back the love, the compassion, the empathy, filling your whole body up. Now you receive a nervous system upgrade. Give you more ease and more space to receive all these shifts. And we're going to wrap this set up with the disciples return. And it will activate, and that you will show up in your power, in your ultimate joy. With grace and gratitude. Sharing your gifts, your natural gifts, your psychic gifts, all your gifts. Receive this integration with ease and grace. And things will unfold for you, for your divine timing. If you want it now, you can receive it now. If you want it with ease, you can receive it with ease. And shifts will go over time, With sacred energy, is moving out of your body. Please make a deep connection with the heart of Mother Earth. Connecting your feet to the ground. Feel your butt on the chair. Come fully back in your body. And if you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back. Yay. Please remind yourself, in a few days, belief systems can come up in your awareness. And it's only information. To give you the information why you hide, why you shut down.
And don't forget to drink lots of water and go out into nature and stay grounded.
And dance.
And if you want to know more, of course, you can go to tamraoviatt.com and you can get more information and more activations.
Yeah. There's one final question I want to say something about. It was one of the first questions asked. For ultimate guidance over the use of your psychic gifts, ask for clarity, ask for clear messages. And because you have total control and full leadership over the use of your psychic gifts. They do not have power over you, you have the power over those gifts. And when you ask for clarity, ask for guidance, ask for spot on information, ask it now and not later, it will come up in your awareness. Every time when you ask, the information comes up in your awareness. It's so very fast, So ask for clarity and you will create and get clarity. Yeah. Wow. And the pillar of light is also a very good activation. You can also find it in the shop by Tamra. You can use it daily to practice to building up your pillar of light and building up that frequency. And because sometimes there are some spaces where a lot of energies, it's very easy or useful to use it. So when you work with a lot of people, work with the pillar of light to end of falling down the ladder where we talk about to stay in your power. Yay!
Okay, then. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
It was an honor and a pleasure.
It was fun.
And it was fun, and we wish you all a very great time.
Yeah. See you next time.